So I wrote a book for a fictional character, and he narrated the audiobook himself. Yeah. Hey, it's Bradley Charbonneau. It's time for some Thursday Thunder. But today it's not just thunder. It's lightning, fireworks, and a talking villain. Let me explain. So I just wrote a book, but here's the twist. I didn't write it for me. I wrote it for a fictional character named Mañana Mateo. He's one of 27 characters I created with the help of my partner, Charlie Holiday. He's the villain, Mateo, not Charlie. He's the villain of, the king of, not yet, the prince of maybe tomorrow. And today, he's got his own book, his own paperback, a hardcover even, and yes, his own audiobook, narrated by himself. In fact, there's even a foreword from his fellow villain, Comparison Carl. Now, over the past few months, Charlie and I have built this universe of transformation. There are 3 phases or 3 types of characters. The villains, the ones who hold us back. The heroes, the ones who move us forward. And the guides, the ones who help others do the same. So each of these 27 characters gets their own one word and their own one-word book. They each get their own story and they each get their own book from the perspective of their persona, of their character. Now, in just the past 24 hours or something, Mañana Mateo, got a beautifully designed ebook. He even got a printed hardcover book with soft colors and floating calendar pages. And he got an audiobook where he, Mateo, reads the story. So I'm a techie kind of guy in some ways. I'm a creative artist and then I'm the mathematician. So I used a tool called 11 Labs to generate his voice because I wanted it to sound more authentic. I almost lisp like Mateo in España. He comes alive through 11 Labs. And even Carl, Comparison Carl narrates his own chapter, the foreword, where he's encouraging Mateo and excited about Mateo's book called Someday. You see, the villain thinks he's right. The villain thinks he's doing great. Mañana Mateo is happy doing things tomorrow. Mañana Mateo is all about mañana. He's all about tomorrow. The reason I'm writing these villain books, these 9 villain books, is to help us be aware, to find out, to discover who the villains are in us. Because once we can identify them better, we can then address them more accurately, and then we can deal with them and, frankly, kick them to the curb. But we need them because we know they exist. And in order to become a hero, the next phase, we have to get to know our villain. We have to understand the reasonings and the existence of our villains to get to the hero stage. I like to say from A to B to C, where C is S-E-E. And I think A is the villain, B is the hero. And once we get to B, and only when we get to B, can we see C. So I'm not worried about being a guide yet. I'm not worried about helping others yet. I'm worried about you getting from the villain phase to the hero phase. So, wow, it's weird and it's wild, really. And honestly, it's wonderful. This isn't really about the tech. Today's little episode here isn't about the tech. It's about the creating this space to see the versions of ourselves we're not listening to, the villains. Mateo is part of me that waited 8 years to write a book. I think that's why I made him first. Also because it's kind of ironic that Mañana Mateo was first in the lineup of 9. It is currently June 2025 as I record this. And yesterday, on One Wednesday, you can spell that how you like, W-O-N or O-N-E, One Wednesday, for the next 27 Wednesdays in the rest of this year, which will bring us right up into December, I'm going to publish each one-word book from each of these characters. I've got all the characters mapped out. I'm fleshing out their stories. I'm getting their prefaces ready, their epilogues ready. And remember, you too can do this one-word project. And as I build and as I get better with each of their books, I will then be a better teacher for you to write your one-word book. So, are you ready to meet Mateo? If you're watching the YouTube channel, I'm going to put him up next. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, I'm going to immediately publish his audiobook as the next episode in the Repossible podcast. So I want to hear Mateo. I mean, Mateo, he's even got a little Spanish accent. I don't know if he has a full-on Spanish lisp, like the lisp. They probably don't call it a lisp in Spain. But you know what he has? He has a voice. And once he spoke, I heard him. And I recognized that mañana in myself. So you can read the book someday. It's available as an ebook. You can get the hardcover, although let me just make sure that's working. Or you can listen to the full audiobook for free. You can go to repossible.com/villain/Mateo. And you'll see the links for the ebook and the audiobook and the paperback. Okay? So go do it today. Not like Mañana Mateo and do it tomorrow or someday. But do it today. Don't worry, Mateo's not going to rush you, but Bradley and Charlie are going to. Hey, if you have a story inside of you, maybe even just one word, I can help. I'd love to guide you through writing your first book, your one-word book to get things rolling. The one word that will lead you through the coming year. I don't care if it's mid-year. You got a word for the year? Let's get one done. Together we can create your book, your paperback, or even your hardcover, and if you're up for it, even your audiobook. All of this took me a day or so, and I can help you do it even faster. Because your story matters, and I want to find your villain, and I want to find your hero, and eventually we're going to find who you are as a guide, so that you can go out and help others move along as well. So, what part of you is still waiting? You can go to repossible.com/villain and find out who the other villains are if Mateo isn't your cup of tea. But next week, there'll be somebody else. I think next week might be Comparison Carl. So what part of you is still waiting? Do you got a little Mateo in you, a little Mañana in you? So what would they say when you get past Mateo and you get to his hero? His hero is called Action Alex, by the way, a little teaser. My name is Bradley Charbonneau, and this was Thursday Thunder and the Repossible podcast. So I'll see you next week, or, whenever you're ready. Like someday.